Global boiling is a new term that was coined yesterday by UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres as a means of conveying the end of the period that we've known as global warming. The end of an era when things were just gradually becoming concerning. A simpler time, when there were still question marks over what was causing a slightly hotter summer here and there. With global warming, there was still debate and skepticism. Is climate change real? And if it is, was it man-made? And if it was man-made, was there even anything that we could do about it? A crayon-eating, laissez-faire attitude permeated through the British and American political right, sometimes fueled by ignorance, sometimes by self-interest. We had your Julia Hartley-Brewers and your Lawrence Foxes. It's called the weather. But it's always been hot in Spain, though. That was the ignorance there. Then we had the self-interested, sociopathic billionaires for whom the prospect of making just another $200 million drilling here or fracking there, that was just too tempting to pass up. Ever. They're like addicts, aren't they? I mean, here is this earth that they are totally reliant on for survival, but they can't help but abuse it. For one more hit of that sweet, sweet oil. I don't personally believe that the CEOs and investors of big oil companies don't believe in climate change. I don't believe that. I think they do. But I think, depressingly, they just know the game's up. And so they're like, I agree with all of that. But could we just push those concerns aside just for another year or two while I plough into this field and yank out the Earth's blood, flog it on the international markets? And then we're like, and then what? Will you help us fix the planet then? Or are they like, no. Then I'm just going to buy my space in the billionaire's end of the world bunker. I'm not even kidding. That is a real, billionaire sanctuary for when the end of the world happens. In a way, it's sort of pleasing, isn't it, that there's a place like that? Because I know that it sounds callous and cowardly. This plan for the super rich to just ruin the planet and then all go running off into the safety of a billionaire's bunker. But honestly, if it was the choice out of dying in a nuclear war or spending the next 40 years locked up with Elon Musk and a couple of crypto bros, and you have to listen to Elon's terrible jokes and some weapons trafficking billionaire over here and probably Trump and Bezos. Honestly, if it was a choice out of nuclear war and that shit, I would be up there in a field with my arms open, welcoming the crimson wave of the plutonium right up to my front door. But anyway, that period of debate and skepticism and gradual warming is over. And Antonio Guterres describing it as global boiling reflects the change from warm to boil, with the jacked up temperatures that people are now going to be forced to live in across North America, parts of Africa, huge succession of countries in Europe now, right up to the ice caps, which if they melt, which clearly they will, because nobody's taking this seriously enough, then the Earth's reflective cap, which sends a lot of the sun's heat back up to it, the Earth will then be expected to absorb that heat, which is going to increase the temperature of seas, which is going to have any number of effects on wildlife. But more concerningly, it will melt the ice caps, sea levels will rise, cities and regions will flood. So yeah, whatever our clueless politicians like Lord Frost say when they say, climate change will be great for Britain. Actually, no. Everything will be awful. In his global boiling speech, Guterres said, climate change is here. It is terrifying, and it is just the beginning. He said it's still possible to limit the global temperature rise to around 1.5 degrees. That would help us to avoid the very worst of climate change. But it's only going to happen if we stop licking the tip and give it a full-throated effort. I may be paraphrasing slightly. And the reason he's saying this now is because last week, the EU's Copernicus programme and the World Meteorological Association have said this is going to be the hottest July since records began. He said there's no more time for inaction and dawdling. Leaders must lead. Now, me? I think we're done. I think we're doomed. Honestly, just drink with me. Because this planet, to me, feels like last orders on the Titanic. But what do you guys think? Do you have any faith that Western leaders, China, Russia can all get together and work as one to help us keep the planet habitable? Let me know in the comments and check out my podcast.